Hey everybody, long time no see. I guess it's the dark winter has finally descended upon us. And so it's probably time to get down and start making videos again. This one's a bit of a sad one because I just found out yesterday that Jeff C. passed away. It's quite amazing how, like, you can be here one day and without knowing it, like, you know, that day you're gonna die. You're gonna be no more. You'll never again post another video. What can I say about Jeff? We were friends for quite a long time ago. It's been a long time since we fell out, sort of, you know, just ideological differences. I found back then, well, like it's been about 4 years ago since I talked to him last. I think, yeah, 4 years. And we were pretty good friends, and it just like switched off like a light switch. The whole flat earth came up, and Jeff started getting more and more belligerent, you know. Started telling people that if you're doing videos on the flat earth, you're an automatic shill in his eyes. And being a pretty close friend of his, I felt very threatened by that. Not just because it's flat earth, but just because I'm allowed to think what I want without getting like what is it? Policed by the chooser police. Just too intense, too much confrontation. So we parted ways. But what I remember of Jeff, I'm like one of the few people on YouTube who have ever seen his face, and he was a handsome dude, I gotta say. And funny too, like he came over here once for a three-way chat between him, and a guy named what was his name? That guy. Fuck, I can't even remember his fucking name anymore. Justin. Yeah, Justin. Anyways, that guy went crazy too. A lot of people went crazy back then, back in like 2015, 2016. He went off the deep end, Justin did. And yeah, Jeff and me were never the same as friends again, you know. I wouldn't even get on an interview with him. I was kind of pissed off at him. But yeah, we went out. He came by a couple times after that, and, like to go to the bar and have a beer. It was in those days that we could actually go to a bar and enjoy the company of other healthy people. Remember that? Yeah, we got smashed. Yeah, he could drink a lot, that guy. we talked about everything under the sun. That's what I loved about Jeff. You could talk about anything with him, except except of course, questioning the validity of the spinning, zooming, wobbling, twirling, gyrating ball that we're supposed to be living on. But the more I looked into it, the more ridiculous it sounded. And yeah, every time he gets the opportunity, or he got the opportunity, he would always say it was a psyop. I listened to him on KJ. KJ would have him on for hours because Jeff can talk for hours. And yeah, every time they both touch on the flat Earth, it's always a psyop, which it is. It is a psyop, but it doesn't make it any less true. I mean, I don't know exactly what the shape of the Earth is, but I don't believe that we're spinning and gyrating and zooming around the universe at 666,000 miles an hour, or whatever they're saying it is. I find that part ridiculous. But anyways, I never really got a chance to debate that with him in private. I got pretty screwed up too about the whole truth movement thing, and I just wanted to get out of it and move on and do my own thing, Not that I don't love you guys and everything, but there was a lot of confrontation back then, And Jeff, says he's the most censored man on YouTube, which he probably is, but he brought a lot of that on himself, Because he was pretty confrontational, pretty explosive, but I admired him. I admired him a lot for sticking to it and being as dedicated as he was. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, he stuck to his guns. So yeah, I'm just doing this video in loving memory of Jeff C. There's a bit of a controversy over his death, however, though. Whether he's actually dead or he might have gotten arrested. Because nobody seem to find the police report that found him dead. Apparently he put up a live stream, so he was getting ready to do a live stream, and he must have died right before the live stream, or got arrested. I don't know. You would think he'd be out by now. It's been he disappeared on the 18th of December. What was it called? Bone broth. You've been to the bone broth live, And which is kind of cool because it's still open, so people are still in the chat box talking about it, and they're trying to figure out if this is for real or confirmed or not. I went looking all over Google for his obituary, because you would think you would find an obituary somewhere, but I haven't found anything. And he told me his real name, so I look, his name's Jeff, but the C is for his name, which I won't mention out of respect, even though we fell out or something, you know, I had people like for years after that, like, cause trolls, you know, cause he had like a troll army. They were trying to like jack his description and out of me. And did you get any pictures of him? And big mysterious Jeff C. But yeah, that's kind of curious that there's absolutely no, you know, there's all kinds of speculation on that chat thing, Revenge of the Bone Broth. You know, even to the point, well, you know, one of them is that he was taken out, of course, and the other one is that he faked his death because, like, you know, he's lost a lot of his reach from getting one channel after the other taken down. His videos now aren't as intense as they used to be because, like, he's got to keep a cap on pretty much everything he says because of the hostile YouTube environment. Hence the name Jeff Censored. So yeah, there's a lot of speculation whether he was taken out or he even faked his own death, you know. I guess he wanted to get out of the thing but why would he want to do that now during like the corona apocalypse? I don't see that as very logical. On his part, you know, some tells me that he is dead, but yeah, it's kind of strange that you can't find a police report, a clipping, anything on this guy, obituary, nothing, you know. So if anybody finds anything, let me know. And I just assume that it's true. The good people that put this out, what's her name? Really Graceful. Yeah. I think she's the main source. And one of his best friends. That live in Montreal here. But yeah, I'm glad I got a chance to sit down and have a few beers. Well, actually, a few pitchers with Jeff. And so we talk each other under drink and talk each other under the table. Yeah, I guess during less tumultuous times, we would have been fast friends for a long time, but as it went, we parted ways like quite a few years ago. But I was kind of shocked, you know, when I heard that because he's such a young guy, you know. I think he's like he'd probably be like about. I think he said when I met him that he was like 39. So that was about 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I've actually known him since Handy Crook. That's when I first got to know him. And yeah, he was like a fantastic researcher and just a speaker, like phenomenal speaker. He could just go on and on and on. Yeah, so you know, it's kind of sad. I feel like I lost a. Well, I didn't find that I lost a friend because we haven't been friends for a long time, but And really haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't listened to him for a long time either, because I don't listen to hardly anything anymore. That's why it took me so long to find out that he was dead. I just found out like yesterday. That was like about five days after he was found, you know. But yeah, he even said in his last video that he was battling a migraine, you know. So like, there's a lot of speculation that he might have. Well, we were waiting for him to come onto the live stream. That his brain just blew up from an aneurysm, you know. That can happen. But it's always like sad when somebody's that young, you know, and that vibrant, and has so much more to offer the world. It's yeah, it's a loss, you know. Even though I didn't fully appreciate him like over the last few years. I just got tired of all the bickering back and forth, and he was like front row and center and all that. Very outspoken dude. So I just tuned out, you know. But yeah. So weird about these psyops, like the flat earth psyop, you know. Doesn't mean it's not true, but it's interesting the way it came online, like at the time it did, and then after that the mud flood came up, and they were talking about in the mud flood like a great reset. Not that I buy all that stuff about the mud flood. You know my position on that. I just find it interesting, and I still look into it. But you know, they just came out like you know, with that our civilization was reset like only 200 years ago, and all this talk of reset, and now lo and behold, you know, a couple of years after that breaks, we're in the middle of a great reset. Who knew, eh? So, you know, that's probably a psyop too, you know, like it's probably like these things are probably put out by the controlled opposition, and not to enlighten us, but to divide us, you know. And so, you know, it was kind of successful in dividing me and Jeff. And not that we ever argued about the flat earth or anything like that. It's just after a while with, you know, Russian vids and all this bickering back and forth and making spurious videos about each other. And it just, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. But, you know, I can never stay away forever, because I have like a connection to you guys, you know. I miss you guys when I'm not doing videos. Last video I did was, the response was really great, you know. It's really nice to be able to talk to people, and they actually understand what I'm saying. They don't look all googly-eyed at me like they got, you know, like a deer in the headlights, you know. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, people today, I can't even believe how clueless they are. But anyways, we'll get into that in another video. Basically, like, that's largely why I don't make videos anymore. It's because, like, I find I'm always saying the same thing, you know. But it's not always what you say, it's the feeling behind it. kinship with your audience and connection, you know, and all that stuff. That's a big part of a human connection, you know, that's what we're missing these days. Anyway, so that's the scoop on Jeff C. Is he missing, or is he really dead? And I'm thinking, you know, it's coming from, I think, pretty honest people, pretty genuine people. So it must be true that his friend found him dead. I just we're all like, a lot of us are finding it weird that there's no obituary, there's no police report. I'm not really savvy on looking for shit like that. I tried to look. You would think I would find it in the obituaries, but I didn't find anything. I didn't find any articles about a man being found dead in his house on December 24th. Merry Christmas. I gotta say, man, like, you know, when people die these days, I almost envy them. Not that I want to die, but I dread what's gonna, you know, what's gonna happen over the next 10 years or 5 years or however fast this thing's gonna unfold, you know. And I'm kind of honored to be in this time, you know, because we get to see the end of this mess. We get to see, like, how the mucksters are gonna trip themselves up and fall in the pit of the bottomless pit. Hopefully it won't be like all the dystopian movies where, you know, the world turns like Blade Runner and they totally destroy the weather system in the earth. And there's no more sunshine and it's just pouring muck all day, and we're all dredging around in masks and talking on Zoom and social gatherings and all this weirdness in the virtual world. Strange times we're living in. And maybe Jeff C is one of the lucky ones. That crosses my mind every time I hear somebody died these days. It's kind of sad, eh? It's not like I wish I was dead, but I don't know. I'm not. You know, it's hard to live when you know there's no future. You know, that your future is being hijacked by absolute scum of the earth, by Satan, really. You know. It's hard to go on like that when you got nothing to like look forward to, you know. They're taking everything away from us, even our future, even our dreams, you know. And that's what I loved about Jeff, is he just kept, you know, railing against that, you know. But unfortunately, Google, and GooTube and all these social media platforms are like putting us in a little box, in a little echo chamber, and you know, hardly anybody wakes up from this anymore. You know, so they've got such a cap on the intel, the info war. Even Alex Jones got kicked off YouTube. I mean, dead dicks. Big channels, you know. It's just YouTube has just turned into basically TV tube. And so guys like Jeff didn't, have much of a reach anymore. But I mean, that's not a reason to off yourself and pretend you're dead and disappear. I don't think he did that because he had too much passion for this, too much of a connection with his audience. And he was a really genuine guy. So I don't think one thing Jeff wasn't was a liar. And faking your own death is like the biggest lie you can tell, right? I can't picture that. I don't think that happened. Anyways, I guess we'll find out. For now, like I assume it's true that he's dead, and I'm just making this video to express my condolences to his friends and family if they ever come across this video. KJ Osborne's scariest movie ever. He was pretty shaken up, kind of crying on air the other day. I know they were really good friends. He had him on for long. Things like I said. And yeah, he'll be missed, man. We gotta take up his torch and keep up the fight. Because we're the only thing that stands between, now and Blade Runner. We're the only thing that stands in the way. So I guess we'll have to find, like, more wily ways to get our word out, right? There's a lot of ways, and anyway, I can't cover everything in one fucking video. I just wanted to talk about Jeff and say that I really admired the guy. And you'll be missed, Jeff. I guess I'll see you guys in the next rounds.